Hi, I'm absolutely buzzing to be part of the first Brummie Banter Podcast, where the accent's strong, but the conversation is stronger. You see what we did there? This is brought to you by the brilliant team at B Events, Anita, Ifraz, and all the other team. They do the Birmingham Awards, Women in Tech Awards, and many, many others. This podcast is going to be talking to brilliant people in Birmingham that are doing awesome things. We're going to be talking about community, the city, charity, business, you name it. You will have everything, and I cannot wait to get started. Bring it on.
Yeah, sit down, mate.
So if you just sit down.
Sit down, mate. I've got a job to do. So how are we going to start this?
I don't know, that's what I was thinking.
That'll be a good start.
What is the start?
That's a good one. How are we going to start this?
I think we start it, no pressure.
Okay.
The first Brummie Banter podcast. We're going to be the first, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start it, no pressure.
Well, I think this is a good... I think we should be rolling.
Yeah?
Let's do this.
Let's get going.
What are we doing then?
No pressure. First Brummie Banter podcast. So I'm absolutely pumped. How are you?
Just have a chat, that's it. Just have a chat.
Just have a chat. I mean, to be fair, we could talk forever, couldn't we?
All right, so where are we going to start then? What we're saying? How are you, Bab? You all right?
All right, Bob, I'm good. Start of the year. Here we are. Feels like same as last year already.
You're going to cry?
No. It's probably. Will I cry by the end of this podcast? Probably yes.
No, listen, there's no deep conversation or chat going on this morning, I don't think. But yeah, so I'm not going to lead the interview. But if we're having a coffee now at 200 degrees, or there's loads of other nice coffee shops.
Lots for this. Lots for the independents.
All right, what's your favourite coffee shop then? What are we saying?
Oh, go on.
In Brum, obviously.
In Brum, obviously. I'm going to say Gorilla Coffee in King's Heath.
Never been. Have to go
Run
now.
by a friend. Absolutely wonderful. And if he hears this, he'll be like, when was the last time you were in here? But everyone go to Gorilla Coffee in King's Heath.
Handles down below, obviously.
Yeah, handles down below. That's what we need, a bit of that.
Is that where you live then, that way?
No, I live Northfield way.
Oh, right.
But just love a good coffee. Canny, very good in Sturchley. I struggle, because I grew up in Birmingham.
Yeah.
So to me, Sturchley...
Yeah, I get it.
Everyone knows driving through Sturchley, we did that quick.
Yeah.
Now...
But now you're quaffing cocktails.
Absolutely love it.
Is it Couch, that's right.
In Couch, living our best lives.
Yeah,
Canny, get those 7-minute eggs.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of Birmingham, right? That you're like next to a carpet shop with a gorilla on top at the same time as having epic award-winning cocktails.
Above the carpet shop, the coffee shop that you've just recommended.
No. In Sturchley, there's the gorilla on top of a carpet shop. Everyone will know where I mean.
Oh, see, I don't know that, to be fair.
Because you're the other side.
I do fly.
You're like posh Sutton Park. No, you're always in Sutton Park.
No, I do live literally overlooking Sutton Park.
No, listen to me.
But I do come into town, obviously, quite a bit. And if I did and had to have a coffee, which I'm gagging for one now, to be fair, but I'm trying to cut down on caffeine, as you always do. Java Lounge?
Yeah, I like Java Lounge.
Not bad.
Used to be a couple of doors down from our old office. Very nice. Up on Cornwall Road.
And now you're in X and Y?
Now we're in X and Y. Love it. Honestly, absolutely love X and Y. It's so good. Such a good community. Yeah, it's good. And good coffee.
Wicked. Well, there we go.
Very good.
I'd love one, but hey-ho. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll just talk through proper parts and that. So, tell me more about the world of Attfield-Tomes, right? Well, sorry, Attfield-Tomes. I do apologise.
I've not even changed my passport yet.
I don't think my missus has neither. She's still got bank cards, Kelly James.
I've got all sorts. I don't even know who I have anymore.
Yeah.
The world of me is really good, really exciting. So we've got loads going on at East Village at the minute.
Yeah.
We're working on a very cool wellness festival with the Bull Ring next weekend.
Saw that. Saw all the yoga and all that sort of stuff across LinkedIn.
Yoga. We've got body positive dance classes. We've got Dr. Alex George is coming down to do a bit of men's mental health.
Grabbing happiness by the horns.
Grabbing happiness by the horns. You know what? I wish I could take credit for that line. I was like, yes. But that was not me. But yeah, we're doing some really cool stuff with the Bull Ring this year. They are really embracing Birmingham and what it means to be Brummie, and it's really exciting for us. And obviously we do loads in tech now, so I kind of bag as a PR agency, so we're doing a tech takeover with them in March, exclusive, not told anyone that yet. So 3 days, tech popping up in all sorts of retail spaces, very, very cool. And that's what I love about Birmingham. Like, you just get cool stuff that just appears out of nowhere. And that's exactly what we're trying to achieve with that. So,
well, talking about cool stuff, I must thank you live well, it's sort of semi-live, isn't it?
Love that.
You sent two of your East Village colleagues to Aston Uni to do a guest lecture for me.
And they loved it.
They were wicked. They were so cool. Olivia and Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really lovely people. They're a credit to your business, to themselves and to the industry. They're really cool.
That's lovely.
Honestly. And that's what I genuinely like about Birmingham, is that actually people are willing to sort of help you out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure they got something out of it for their career and confidence and all that sort of stuff. But fundamentally, I put a call out, you know, asking people to help me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit. I'll see you every now and then, you know.
I got a message this morning from a mate saying,
Are you okay?
Are you okay? Genuinely, I'll show you, like, do you want to call? I'm available all day. I thought, mate, I'm not depressed. I'm just trying the stuff out on LinkedIn, man. See what works. The amount of times my mate drops me a WhatsApp going, beg, sausage beg sandwich, begging Mitchell.
No, what? Don't ask, you don't get.
Well, you know what? If I'm completely honest, as you know, I exited Lightbox back in July 2023. So for the past 6-7 months, I've been working harder than ever. But
Yeah.
you know, the whole
Freedom. What do you mean, like St Bart's living over, like Made in Chelsea alumni?
Stressed out of my mind. No, I'm very joking. I've been trying to sort of, I'm thinking about doing more on LinkedIn, even though I'm doing loads already. But trying to get out my own way. I see so many people, like you could say, that do great things on LinkedIn, like talk, workshops, and you did them in lockdown, didn't you? Live workshops and stuff like that.
Tons.
True Powell is all over it.
Yeah, True's brilliant. Like,
I went to his
Mr.
workshop
Personal Brand, he's great at personal brand. Like, he lives and breathes it.
I literally sat through 2-3 hours of his workshop the other night. It was really good fun. Yeah. And I thought about, you know what, fair play, he wasn't too well, to be fair. And I thought, he's got out of his own way, he's done it. There's 300 odd people there that all benefited from it. And I thought, you know what, my journey this year is all about trying to sort of, I know it sounds a bit deep, but like start like appreciating me a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the value that we've got, you know.
I think you've been really good at that, like really transparent about, you might see me and think I'm super confident, but actually that's not how it works in the background, right? And that resonates with people. Like, actually, for people to see that and to see you all over LinkedIn and what you share, I think that's really important because...
Well, thank you. That's very kind. As I said, the feedback at the moment has been mixed, but...
Well, you know, that's your choice of friends, lad. You need new WhatsApp groups.
The ones that lose me aren't my tribe. The ones that join me are, you know, and together we'll conquer and all that sort of stuff.
I love it.
So East Village, 10 years old.
10 years last October. Woo.
And that's and for me, that's obviously something to be celebrated. But is that something? Is that testament to Birmingham? Is that testament
100%.
to? Have you had enough support? You know, all that sort of focus on like us as entrepreneurs.
Yeah, and there was there's always, big fish, small pond situation.
Yeah.
But Birmingham was brilliant for that. And that's one of the things, I always said. And growing up, and obviously came out of uni, came back to Birmingham, and I was a massive part of things like Birmingham Future.
Yeah.
And, things like Future Faces now. They are so good. And in what other city in the same way could you literally be a graduate, working your way up, and not just know your industry, but know, like, partners at law firms and know big dogs that have got CVs and OBEs and they become part of your little black book. And for me, that is where Birmingham is without a doubt the place. Like, I just would want everyone to come here and start a career, even if you go off and leave and do other things and grow. But I think there is a magic in Birmingham, and that is why we have so many startups. I think there is an ecosystem that just wants people to do well. It's our way, isn't it? Like, we want people to do well. And I'm not very good at asking for help. So I mean, I started the business like, I don't know, it was a Friday night when I lived opposite Snobs. Probably called my dad to be like, Dad, can I borrow your credit card to like buy a WordPress site? Don't know what it is, but think I need one. That's literally how East Village started. So it wasn't like big plans. We've always, I say, bootstrapped it many a time from the bank of dad, don't get me wrong. But there's a beauty in that, and actually you look at now, and obviously because we do so much in that tech space, the early stage startups, even through to scale ups, like there's just so much. There was so much for them. Like, even if you look here in X and Y, we've got Barclays Eagle Labs are here, Funding Hero do so many events. There is just everything to make you succeed. And I just, I remember when I decided to set up East Village that night, I thought I was so grown up on a Friday night not going to Snobs. Old Snobs, for the record. None of this new Snobs business. Fuji.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Real sticky floors,
There's
not
been
pretend.
2 since then, hasn't there?
Yeah, I'm not having it.
we're on to the third
I'm
one,
about to be the next one. I'm not having it. Old snobs only. And I remember I emailed like 10 people that I'd worked with in previous jobs. Like, I think I'm going to set up an agency. Have I lost my mind? And actually, 9 of the 10 came back that night and were like, "This is amazing." People like Anthony McCourt, you know, he'd been like on his journey, and now he's like so successful, living his best life in Bali. I'm like, Anthony, when's that my life?
I'd love to go to Bali, Anthony. How are you getting on over there? Yeah.
You know, Johnny, PR over there.
He's there full time now, Bali.
I think so.
Wow.
Think so.
He's on that tower, isn't he? That one down by
cool collaborations everywhere. So, and it's amazing to watch people like that. You know, he won BYBY. He changed industries. He went from one industry into property, and then look at him now. Like, that is for me what Birmingham. That's the magic, isn't it? And you would have seen that through everything you've done as well. Yeah. You know,
I think it's really important, isn't it? To sort of reflect and just slow down a little bit, and not just appreciate how far we've come. I mean, I remember the first time, I mean, I'd already known about you, but first time I met you, I'm sure it was over when you were working in EC.
Yeah, I think
sure you were, and you supported Harry Mosey charity or something, or Love Brum, one of the two. But yeah, I think certainly the future is bright for Birmingham, I hope. Obviously, politics aside, which we won't talk about today, but I think it's in safe hands, regardless of whether Andy stays around, or I know Richard Parker there's going to be a mayoral campaign soon, and I think the focus is good from both of those individuals. But politics aside, I think the community that Birmingham offers, for me, as a dad, is really exciting for these young kids. Yeah. I took Blake to the young rep the other day. I didn't even know he existed. And he instantly found, he was quite a socially awkward kid, but super talented, in my opinion, I'd say that. But he reminds me of me as a child, and I wouldn't go into a park if there was other people on it. I was that sort of socially awkward. But we didn't have these safe spaces. It was just the youth clubs.
Or nothing.
The park, or at home game or whatever. Me, I'm a football manager and doing a bit of work and that, trying to get my A's. But yeah, Birmingham now offers all these initiatives that I think people will find, their safe house. Talking of initiatives, right? I had a look at your LinkedIn earlier.
Oh, God.
I thought, I ain't seen Tara for a bit. I'm sure we should have something else going on since I last saw you. Future is female. That's East Village line, I believe. Talk to me about that.
So
I've got a daughter, so I want to make sure the future is female.
Tell her the future is female. I promise her that much. So it's something we did around Birmingham Tech Week. Obviously, a huge event. So we look after the PR for Tech West Mids that run Birmingham Tech Week, which is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Has Yanis signed any contract?
We're all good. Last year was like 7,500 people, and the plans, not even just for this year, but for next year, incredible, like really exciting. And as a PR agency, I wanted to kind of do something that could help elevate the right kind of message, and we work with a lot of underrepresented founders. It's what I'm really passionate about, and so we put on a fringe event, and
I saw that.
It was incredible. So the future is female. It was all about how do we get money essentially into the hands of women is the easiest bit. So we had incredible people like Melissa Snover from Nourished, and we now do their PR, which is fab.
She's cool, man. I want to meet her. Melissa, have you seen this? Can we have a coffee, please?
She's honestly, I'll set that up. She's next level. She's the kind of powerhouse that I want all young girls to look up to.
So when we grow up as well, we can
absolutely when I grow up, I do want to be a Melissa, but she works, so her kind of backstory, kind of going off a little bit, but Melissa worked in confectionery. So she used to make sweets, and she did 3D printing, and she used to kind of make them out of a Haribo factory. So that was on a production line, and she saw a massive problem with the pure volume that you needed to produce them on that level. And so you kind of look into her story. She basically just went and bought loads of 3D printers, took them apart, put them back together again, as you do. Did the most insane amount of research to solve the problem in manufacturing. Like, how do you make small batch personalised products? And that has then transformed into, there's kind of 2 elements to the business. So there's Remedy Health, which has Nourished. So they're completely personalised 3D gummies, vitamin stacks.
That's so cool.
So you basically go on, do an online quiz, and you're like, I want to lose weight and be more focused. Or
what's
in your case, maybe. Your case might be, I want to grow some more hair, skin and nails.
Well, it's 2 out of 2. You've got weight loss, hair gain.
And you literally go in, and then it creates your own personalised stack, and then you then put your flavours on top as well. So it's actually just, if you're a citrusy person, they'll just put citrus in.
Do they do meat chocolate chip?
No, Bob, it's more like strawberry or raspberry.
What if Birmingham was an ice cream flavour? This is really cool.
Oh, go on.
What would you be? I'm thinking mint choc chip. Western Supermare.
Oh, nice. Come on.
Birmingham version 2. You know, everyone you go, all right, Dave, how are you, mate? It's a Western.
I don't hate that.
Back in the day. Mint choc chip.
I'm going to go raspberry ripple.
And raspberry ripple?
I think it's a bit raspberry ripple. I think it's a bit like...
The big massive tub.
Safe, not too safe.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like, you look at it at first, you're like, well, you look kind of fun.
Yeah.
But are you going to be a bit vanilla?
Okay.
Then once you're inside that ring road...
Oh, I like that.
It's all
like,
ripple fun all the way, isn't
I didn't send that question before. That's a really good answer.
That's really good.
Make sure that's edited properly because that's really cool.
We need to get ourselves some sort of like baselines.
So back to initiatives, right?
Sorry, back to initiatives.
No, not at all. Futurist female, tick. Everyone agree with that?
Futurist female.
Futurist female, fair enough.
Money in the hands of women, please.
Sweet, dollar.
Grow businesses, yes.
You got the tag network, women in leadership.
Women in
the team here.
Guys, the
big
theme.
Anyone up at the tag?
Yeah, Denise.
Yeah.
I mean, Denise Morris, what a woman.
Yeah.
I've been involved in tag for years, and Denise, as she well knows, I used to be a Ned board member, and then typically life got very, very busy. But I was like, Denise, I'm not going too far. I'm still here supporting. And then she set up these networks. So there are various different networks.
Yeah.
One's looking at diversity, equity, inclusion, and women is one of them as well. And so we are launching that at the end of January. We're really excited. She's got absolute powerhouse women from across all different industries in that. So yeah, and Denise just works tirelessly.
She does, doesn't she?
She's everywhere all the time, much like these two. And Anita Fraz, absolutely everywhere all the time. I don't know how they do it. But yeah, she's fantastic. So Women in Leadership Network is going to be very, very exciting.
Wicked. Well, we'll part those for a little bit because you mentioned these two. Obviously, these two were talking about Anita and Ifraz.
Yeah.
Have they changed your life, or have they changed the landscape of Birmingham?
What a deep question. That's lovely, that is.
I'll say that because you won Brummie of the Year 2022, didn't you?
Did you Brummie of the Year?
I won it 2018.
There we go. Look at that self-promotion. Beautiful.
I was the OG. Did you get one of these? Yours was probably better money. They'd probably scaled up by then, to be fair.
When we bought past Malfish, you can have a look at our little shell.
But seriously though, like, you know, without waxing lyrical, people like that, you know, I'm a big believer that Birmingham, as you said earlier, there's people that pull people through with them. Whether that be they support them, they're looking out for them, whatever it might be. I do genuinely think the Birmingham Awards journey for me has been one that I always look back on with fond memories. And I think that's very important to reflect on those things because, we're going off on a tangent here, but what I did think Birmingham was going to become very quickly, especially when we set up Love Brum, Let's Feed Brum, Birmingham Awards, whatever it might be, I soon found people jumping on those parapets to throw stones or whatever it might be. And you started getting like, I thought, oh man, is this a city that I thought I'd love? Yeah. But I think that's gone now. I'm hoping that people now see people that are working hard to try and do something good and be less critical.
The criticism comes from a cynicism. That is what I find. So I find in Birmingham, and it's very much our way, you know, they're very kind of humble, a little bit apologetic. Yeah. You know, even when brands come here, so when brands talk about opening a new restaurant, bar, whatever it is here, we'll talk to them and I say, if you don't embrace Birmingham, you're not going to get anywhere, and you won't have that in other places. Yeah. Manchester, with the best in the world, won't care. They're like, yeah, cool, love that bowling alley, we'll go there. Yeah. Birmingham, if you haven't named your cocktail after something Brummie and you've not done any outreach to the corporates on Colmore Road, and then you haven't got the right people on a launch event, you're done. Yeah. And that is really how we are. And I think, and you're right, anyone that puts themselves out there in any kind of way in Birmingham, you do often get that criticism, and I think it comes from a good place. I think it comes from a place of we don't want to support anyone that's jumping on our bandwagon. I think there's a very much like it's a them and us. But actually, and if we go back to Anita and Ifraz and B events, you know, and we definitely saw that, and I know they'll be the first people to say that there was a cynicism around, or is this just a moneymaker, or, you know, or what is it just for your friends? And actually look at what they've built with B events, and now the plethora of awards.
Yeah, the people have followed them.
Inspirational Youth Awards last year, the first year, the support that came behind that event, and now what this year's event can build on is incredible.
As to looking forward to this year, do you know what the itinerary of events are for B events? Could you? There's 5 of them. Can you name them?
I can.
Go on, you name one already.
Inspirational Youth Awards.
Tick.
Midlands Food, Drink, Hospitality Awards.
Tick.
Midlands Property and Investment Awards.
Tick.
Midlands Women in Tech Awards.
Tick.
Birmingham Awards.
Oh my word, round of applause.
There could be a sixth one.
Oh, is that what it is? Is there an announcement today that we need to make? Or no? I'm just left out.
You know, there's lots of other things as well.
Yeah, I'm just left out of those conversations. Don't worry, I'm busy on LinkedIn anyway.
It's need to know basis.
So, dogs.
Dogs.
Let's talk about it. Bambus.
Bambus.
And Bo. There's a kid's story there. Bambus and Bo.
They need to have a little. Oh my god, we need to write a book.
Bambus and Bo.
In Sutton Park.
In Birmingham. There we go.
Oh my god, I can see already. Bambus and Bo with Brum.
There we go. Bambus, Bo in Brum.
I love it. Okay, it's going to happen.
So Bambus, when did you get him? It's him, right?
Bambus, 5 years old now. Look, Chow. Looks like a little lion.
He's such a beautiful looking dog.
He is the most beautiful dog, but you can't get anywhere with him.
But you're not a dog person, you would say. Is that right?
Really?
You're a dog. You love a dog, but you're not a dog person.
I'm not.
What does that mean?
So I grew up with. So my dad and stepmom have dogs.
Yeah.
But big dogs.
All right.
But I'm not a cat person, so don't even bother me with the cat. I'm not interested. Don't
offend cat owners, to be fair.
It's fine, guys. You can all hate on me.
I'm scared of cats, if I'm honest.
Oh, they're really ungrateful. So ungrateful for.
Or clever. They've got 3 people feeding them.
True, yeah, exactly.
3 or 4.
And I like dogs. Like, I'd see a dog in the street. Like, that's cute.
Yeah.
Lovely. What I have found, though, that there are dog people.
Okay.
And when we got Bambus, I mean, we used to live in Dickens Heath, so, you know, a nice, cute little village. People would stop their cars in the middle of the road to get out because they were desperate to stroke him.
Wow.
And actual strangers getting on the pavement with him because they were just like, oh my God, this dog.
Wow.
I'm not that person, like, you're mad. And I like dogs. And Bambus is a special breed. So, like, Bambus is not. He's not a domestic dog.
Yeah.
He
looks like
he's my baby.
He looks like he should be
part
like
of the family.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, he's got his own personality. You know, when he's in a mood. You know, when he's hyper. You know, when he's cheeky.
Yeah.
And I sound slightly psychotic saying that because I know I would think that of other people. But when you meet Bambus, anyone that's met him's like, you're not wrong. But yes, I wasn't a dog, but like, I like dogs. Yeah. But I certainly wasn't crawling on the floor with anyone else's dog.
Where did you get him from? Did you buy it?
Yeah, we got him from a wonderful woman that breeds cows. No, she's in Bristol.
Oh, right. Big.
Close enough. We do threaten if he's naughty. I'm like, you'll be going back to Bristol, my friend. But one of my really, really good friends, Alex, anyone that knows Alex of Living for the Weekend, Cocktail Weekend, Restaurant Festival, etc., she has Bambus' sister. Because there's only
Alex Nicholson?
Yeah.
There
was only 2 of them in the litter. And the truth is, I got Alex drunk and I said, you must have her. And she did.
There we go.
So now, Bambus and Mara, most beautiful.
Bambus and Mara and Bo went to play.
Yeah. Done. With this book is happening.
No, let's do it.
Any publishing houses that would like to offer us this book.
Off air that we're pretty busy, so let's squeeze in.
It's not many words.
What are you to ChatGPT?
ChatGPT can write that for us, surely.
Yeah. Deep diving into, you can see it now, can't you? ChatGPT stuff. I see people like they forget to take the commas off the end.
Oh, it's fantastic, isn't it?
I mean, I use it to help me as well, to be fair. Do you know I'm on LinkedIn? I'm on LinkedIn quite a bit. Anyway, so we talked about
it. For your LinkedIn?
No, I don't actually, to be fair. Genuinely don't. I actually sit there in the morning. I'm trying to build a community to tell them how to do things on LinkedIn, and I don't even know. So,
is that what we're doing? Okay,
no, I'm not too sure what it is. I said to Ifraz and Nita earlier, I think there's part of me that wants to grow a community to do something with. I don't know whether that's commercial or charitable. I don't know.
You want to give us money?
Yeah, well, I'm doing all right. I'm all right in that sense.
Doing all right.
No, I didn't mean it like that. I've desperately tried to keep enough time. It doesn't feel that way at the moment. Free this year to do the things that I really want to do, and if I can commercialise them, that's great. But if not, I don't mind. So dogs, the only reason why I mention that is my life changed when I had my dog. Now I wouldn't say I'm a dog person, but I am definitely different, and I'm better for it. I think
nice.
And I'm, I can't say too much, but I've got so much respect and gratitude for Birmingham Dogs Home. I think they're absolutely class what they do. I think they've been brilliant for us. And just a little bit of a plug. I know I'm not supposed to probably do that on a podcast, but at the moment it's got the housing over 200 dogs, right? 200 brilliant dogs they're housing. They're desperate for forever homes. Yeah, I was there yesterday. And unfortunately, the horrible fact is, if they don't rehouse these dogs, you can imagine what happens.
I will be crying.
So anyone that's looking for a dog at the moment and can offer them the that decency and that brilliant home that they deserve, please reach out to that.
That is a very good plug. And if you work and you're worried, come to X and Y because it's dog friendly.
Oh, is it dog friendly?
Yeah, dog friendly. Yeah,
I've got a dog all the
time.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, and that's such a good plug, and I think it's so important that if you can offer a dog home, please do.
Well, you know what, that's another thing that leans sort of like a bit sort of, what's the word? What's that link with it? Tenuously?
Yeah, tenuous.
To charity.
Yes.
So Birmingham charity, right, I'll kick off because you've done loads of work on charity and I'll come back to that in a minute. When I co-founded Love Brum, which you also co-founded a massive charity, Let's Feed Brum, very similar actually, I didn't think of that. All about Birmingham, sort of relates to this. I was asked very quickly to, by London, to replicate Love Brum across different cities. And actually, without knowing, I definitely know what the answer is now, but back then, probably a bit wet behind the ears, but still I got to the right answer, I think. I said to them, I said, A, I've got no time, but B, I don't think it'll work. You know, I don't think it will work in other cities. Now, this isn't like me knocking any other city, and I've only ever really lived in Liverpool and London, but when I lived in London, I just don't think there was that sense of like village community, people pulling others through, you know, knowing one another, that would have enabled a charity like Love Brum. What are your thoughts on that?
100%, and I think it depends on your charity. So yes, if you set up a charity that is something that is generic, I don't know, a dog's home or a cancer charity or a children's charity, it makes sense. So you could very easily scale them up and replicate that in different places. I think if you start a charity, like we've both started charities that have Birmingham at the heart because we saw a problem or a challenge or a need in the city, and that's where Birmingham is really unique. And so there is no way, you know, what we did with Let's Feed Brum, you know, Let's Feed Brum is still going, you know, we're 8 years in. I've recently stepped down as a trustee, but what we did with that charity was we filled a gap. So we were always about bridging that gap between commission services and people on the street. It was about real human connection. How do you use genuine human connection? You know, we talk about the cup of tea was the vehicle to start conversations. You couldn't do that in another city. It wouldn't work in the same way. And exactly the same for Love Brum. You know, we really proudly supported Love Brum with PR for years, and you wouldn't have that same will and that connection. And so I think when you've got a charity like either of ours, I don't think it works somewhere else because it has the essence of Birmingham to it, and you know, any good thing that comes out of Birmingham has the essence of Birmingham to it. The Commonwealth Games, we use that, had that Brummie essence. You know, who knew that Ozzy the Bull was going to become that icon?
Yeah, my belly. You're going to pick that up on the mic. Trying to do that out.
You know, who knew that that's what would come from that? But anything that you started,
that happened.
I know,
that was
amazing,
wicked.
wasn't it?
Sun was shining.
So it was beautiful. It was just like in a whole other time.
Time was good. I felt 6 foot tall. Had a great business that was going places. Fast forward a year, but
but you know, I think there is something in the Brummie heart that you can't replicate elsewhere.
No, you can't, can you?
It doesn't work.
You started. Am I right in thinking it started around a curry? Itihas.
Itihas had a curry. We were talking with Raj, absolutely love Raj, and he's been, you know, he was one of the other co-founders.
Giving you food to then distribute. Is that right?
Yeah, and he still does to this day. So Itihas still do 1 or 2 nights a week to this day. His team have been so dedicated to the cause. I remember, you know, Raj, I think he's still there. He took one of the guys off the street and he was in his kitchen, trained him up. You know, and that sounds really easy to do. And I think, you know, the homelessness. I won't get into the homelessness space now, but it's way more complicated than anyone thinks. Homelessness is not caused because there are a lack of beds. It isn't that.
No, I know.
You know, and people say to me, and I've sat and with so many brilliant people like Jean from St Basil's, and amazing people, and we talk about, you know, how to solve homelessness. Well, for every single person on the street, they need one-to-one, a buddy, a mentor, a befriender who's with them probably for 5+ years. And that is the only way you will genuinely get people back into that way of living, if that's what they want, because actually there's a reality, some people don't want it. So it's a very complicated space, but it's Raj and what he's done with Rudy, the guy that went there, and just supporting the charities a little bit. But it did start over a curry.
Well,
like all the good things.
Love Brum started over a pint or 10. at the old Contemplables, you know.
I've got a good idea.
I remember I woke up in the morning and there's this URL. I was like, what's this, £6? Lovebrum.org.uk. Tim, did we set up a charity last night? But yeah, great things starting a pub and a curry house.
Yeah,
don't they?
always.
But I think what I have taken out of charity, we've been doing it now 10 years. I mean, let's see, Brums, 8 years, 9 years, something. Is the people. Like, Love Brum have just started this campaign actually called Hidden Heroes.
Very cool.
Like, you know,
saw your massive murals, incredible.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I mean, I'm not going to take any credit for this because the team are, I'm not exec at all now really with Love Brum. And I'm proud of that because I feel like they don't need me anymore.
Because then you've built something and like how amazing that you've then got, and even for me, stepping away from Let's Feed Brum, like how amazing there are people who bought into your vision and now want to carry on and have their own ideas. Like, love that. Then that's
Andy
the
Dawson,
achievement.
a good mate of mine actually, was massively supportive of me, went back in the day. He, weirdly enough, posted something on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, by the way. I don't know if you've seen that. About leadership.
Your LinkedIn stats are going to be sky high.
Honestly, I'm flying off.
Everyone at Attfield-Tomes on Instagram.
Mate, if anyone needs support, please give me a call. But no, he literally posted something about how real leadership is all about how you leave things behind.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take any credit for this, for actually doing the Hidden Heroes thing, but it was sort of born out of the Humans of New York project. Have you seen that? That was a big sort of influence for me with Love Brum back in the day. I remember seeing it in New York, and it was all about, you know, the people behind the project, so the Rajas of this world that are just doing it. You know, they're not. I mean, I've been knocked a few times by saying, well, you should be doing charity and not talking about it. Well, I do charity for the right reasons. No one can ever tell me that anything else. However, I utilise the spaces that I live in to amplify the message about the things that we're doing. Why wouldn't you? You know, that's how I build the community we have around it. That's why, you know, Birmingham Wars have supported us forever and people like that. So, this Hidden Heroes things is great. This guy called Malachi Nunes, he set up a CIC called, I think it's called Ambitious Lives. And he's now trying to be the mentor that he needed growing up.
Oh, beautiful.
And his face is splattered across Digbirth with his message. It's just, I feel cold.
I love seeing his WhatsApp groups now, no matter what they're all saying.
Well, apparently, they were painting him and he was there watching it. And some kids literally got off their BMXs. Could have been another brand, I don't know. But I ran to him and said, got inspired in that moment.
Oh,
you know,
amazing.
So I think that's the fabric of Birmingham that we need to support more moving forward. We talk about economy and all this, but I think it's all underpinned by our community. That enables social mobility, accessibility, connectivity. So I'm really proud that we and everyone else in this room has always been around charity. It's what... Who's the charities this year? The Inspirational Youth Awards. Do you support charities on that day? Do you?
There will be a charity this year.
Oh, we can't. I've been told not to mention it.
Was like,
I don't know it really. I'm
not
joking.
releasing that information.
I know. Well, it depends when this is going to be released.
Yeah, true.
They probably already know. So I've got it here, right? Random. This podcast is about random conversation with people in Birmingham about everything from charity, community, business, and...
I'm worried now.
How are you sleeping?
What do you mean? Really well.
Are you sleeping?
You know what?
Well, you tell you answer, and then I'll tell you.
I am blessed. Touch wood. Touch all the wood.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if I am stressed.
Yeah.
To the point of blood boiling. This gal.
You sleep all right?
Oh yeah.
And is it sound like, you know, you're out?
Yeah, we're good.
Really?
Well, apart from my bladder, some up, you know, a couple of wings of an and then. And at the minute I'm trying to be, obviously, you know, New Year, New Me. I'm
loads
trying
of water.
Loads of water.
Yeah,
to do medding, that is.
Yeah.
My bladder's like, please.
Is it 3 pints or something? 4 pints?
I'm doing 2.5 litres, and that's because I've joined the, you know, everyone's got the Stanley Cups. Actually, I've got a different brand called Coca-Cola or something.
Oh, what's that?
Very cute.
I don't know what one of those is.
These.
Let's have a look. Oh, it tells you your fan.
And just like this.
Bloody hell, what's that?
2 of these a day, guys.
Oh, is that one of your new clients as well?
No, it isn't. I bought that from Selfridges.
All right.
But I'm on that bandwagon.
Yeah. But you sleep fine.
I sleep like an absolute baby.
Interesting. That's good then. That's
absolute baby. So I sleep very well. Yeah, I snore. So does he.
Do you snore?
Oh, he does me, doesn't he? He does, because he's like, I'm like, yeah, you snore too. But no, we're good sleepers.
Kelly's got tinnitus, luckily. That's unlucky for her.
Unlucky for her, but
also lucky for her because she doesn't hear.
She's got other things going on, so she's like, that's fine.
I only ask
pillow over your face.
It's like this thing, isn't it? I think mental health's a big thing at the moment for me, especially, and obviously across. Owen Long passed away a couple of days, 2 years ago. 2 days ago.
Yeah, so...
And I'm more motivated by this at the moment because my son had a bit of a bad time going to a new school. He didn't know anyone, you see. He basically bought out it was that. I mean, I was intimidated by the people that go to school. I was dropping him off, and these geezers were coming out like with beards. And I was thinking, they teachers, not like year 8. I couldn't believe it.
Well,
but, so I've been motivated more and more around that. And I was reading stuff around how when you meet and greet somebody, you ask like, all right, mate, how are you? Yeah, you're getting on, and off you go into your thing.
Yeah.
But if you focus on, you've heard that whole, how are you? How are you? You ask once or twice.
But how are you really?
Someone said, ask someone how they're sleeping.
How they sleep.
Because if someone says, oh man, I'm not sleeping very well.
Then
There we go.
in.
What's going on?
Yeah.
You know, what's on your mind?
I really like that.
Yeah.
But
yours was just sad. I'm sleeping sad.
All right, yeah.
Done.
What's time's bedtime?
What time is bedtime? What time is bedtime?
Oh, no, I'm not. About 11-ish, half 11 maybe.
Mine's getting earlier.
Try not to push past midnight nowadays. Yeah. Oh, no.
I can't go.
Bit tired.
Kelly stays up reading. I'm not. I've got my new novel,
Oh, no, I'm gone. I have to do audiobooks.
Because
if I...
But doesn't that send you to sleep?
But I normally listen to it in the car.
Got you, okay.
But I was listening to, I can't remember how to pronounce the name, this Manifest book, and I was driving to London the other day, but her voice is really rhythmic, and it was talking about manifestation, and it nearly sent me to sleep on the M40, so I was like,
sort of
nope, I was like, let's find ourselves some sort of like Agatha Christie situation instead. So I'm just in a switch of books. I've done some very good books there.
Okay.
But I really like the idea of how we sleep, and that's really, really important. And mental health it's so personal. I think I wish more people understood how personal mental health is, because I think the problem we have is social media. So what you're getting is people are listening to the echo chamber that they are in social media that tells them how to feel a certain way. Like for me, I'm a person of like, it's not that deep. It's just not that deep, because the important things are really important and other things are not that deep. And as a person, I don't take on the world's troubles. I don't. And that doesn't mean
skill, whatever that is.
It doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean I'm not interested. I don't take on the world's troubles because I like to focus on what can I do in my little corner of the world. And I want to be informed about what happens in the world, but I don't want to be kept up at night by things I can't change.
You can't control it, can you? What's the point?
I want to lobby for the right things and empower other people, and it's just how I am. It's a really personal thing, and I see lots of people like take on the world, and they're such huge empaths with that, which I think is a beautiful thing. But I think sometimes you can be made to feel bad if you're not like that. And I'm like, but if that's not your way, and actually you can do really positive things for other people in other corners of your own life, and you can look after your own mental health, then that is how it should be. And I think social media sometimes is telling people, if we look at this year, the switch this year, no one's really talked about Blue Monday. Because actually last year, everyone realised, yesterday, everyone realised, obviously Blue Monday actually was just a thing that a PR person made up a few years ago, but the year before, everyone felt bad on Blue Monday. It was terrible, and life was really bad.
I missed it. I did. I missed it.
And that's the thing. But actually, had you listened to much to social media said the year before, you would have been like, oh, off.
Well, that's what I fear. Like, we've got these kids. I mean, I don't want to get too deep because we live in social media. We need that platform to be able to deliver the work that we do for our clients. But I am fearful. I mean, my son is consuming post-truth. It's not even real. And that was one of the issues that, I won't go into it, but what scares the life out of me, and we've got to do something, I don't know what it is. Rachel McLean, the MP of Reddit, she was telling me how she was working around. There was some poor lady that died by suicide, and they looked at her phone and what was being fed into her feeds, the algorithm basically, and without knowing too much about it, but it sounded like, initially it was like, are you lonely, and that translated into, this is how you kill yourself.
You get 100 times. So if you engage with something on Instagram, so there was a brilliant program, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was basically by the original creator of Instagram, who genuinely, and now look back and are like, what did we do?
What we created,
They were like, it was a photo sharing platform, that's what it was, and they actually did it because they wanted people to feel better about their day. And one of the people was like, I love taking pictures, let's do that.
Well, it was used to be dinners, didn't it?
Absolutely,
My yogurt and stuff,
Hashtag food porn all the
What's
time.
your first Instagram post? That'd be a good one.
I don't know. That's a good right.
Come back to me.
The next we have to do that.
Mine is remember those bullets, the Fitbit, not Fitbits, the NutriBullets.
Yeah.
It's just that honest. That's what I felt like I had to post. No, it's like, I'm so depressed. No,
yeah, but it's true.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
one of the people was saying, they were like, the problem is with the algorithm, so the way it is built, it's built to show you more. Yeah. So if you engage in one thing, it will show you 100 times more than someone else. And that's what they're having with kids. So, you know, they looked at something, like I think it was an American situation, and some kids had died and a gun was involved. Of course, it was America. But they basically looked back at their social media, and one boy had engaged with some sort of gun content that his friend had shared, and he got 100 times more the content about guns. Now, I can safely say I've not had any gun content on my social media, and that's part of the problem, isn't it? Like, it all feels secretive, because actually, you know, I feel for parents, like how do you keep up with that? But yeah, social media can do great things, but there is definitely a drawback. And one of the biggest things to me, I said to my friend the other day, they've just moved house, and beautiful area, stunning house. And I was like, oh, like, have the kids got to know anyone on the street? And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, but do they not play out? Now, I'm not a mother yet, hope to have children in the future.
Oh, I know the answers to that. And
I was like, do they not play out? She's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, no, is the
She's like, no. And I was like, but that was my childhood. I grew up in a cul-de-sac, so we used to go genuinely on a Saturday, top of the street to the bottom. You'd start at the top, someone's parents would give you breakfast.
Oh, really?
And all the houses were open. Like, you'd literally start, you know,
it's like a sitcom.
Lucy's mum at the top of the road probably start with breakfast, and we'd end up at the bottom with like Anne Louise's mum would probably give you like a dessert, and you just go in and out. And I remember you couldn't go past the cable box. Don't ever go past that cable box. Go and see you out.
Your head would blow off or something.
Yeah, like can't be out of sight.
That's Birmingham, right?
That was beautiful. That was, and like, we'd climb the tree. Like, it sounds so stupid, but like climb trees and ride bikes and play Kirby all day, and like.
The problem is, as a parent, we are. So, when I say me, we are disciplining, managing, parenting these kids on the journey that we had as children. Yeah. So because my son isn't climbing trees and instead he's engaging in TikTok or whatever it might be and playing games, I cast stones at that sort of like way of living. But that's his life, you know. There is a big concern. We're not going to cover that on today's podcast, but that's something I'm really worried about. But then again, the second I leave this, I'll probably look at my LinkedIn. So, you know, we live in this.
It's on LinkedIn in case you don't.
I'm on LinkedIn, PJ Ellis. Trying to grow a community, whatever that might be. So, right, Birmingham. What do you think of when you say Birmingham? What is it? Is it a colour? Is it a person? People.
Straight away, people.
What person?
Oh, you probably.
Oh, thanks for that.
You were Alison Hammond, isn't it?
There we go. Alison Hammond.
Done. Probably.
Legend.
Oh,
I'll see you tomorrow, mate. Yeah. At the old
It's probably you or Alison, genuinely. But it is. I see people. That is the first thing that I see.
And who's helped you out recently? Give them a nice plug. I asked you a question, didn't I? Birmingham Awards. Because you're also Brummie Hero of the Year as well, were you? Is that right?
What's
the difference then? Business Lady Woman of the Year, Brummie Hero of the Year.
I don't know. I think they just gave it to me for PR. All of them did. Just passionate people on LinkedIn.
Have you celebrated that though, as much as because that was my only ever award, you know.
Is it?
Yeah, I've only ever won one award within the Birmingham sort of, you know, ether or whatever it is. And that's my only ever award.
No, absolutely terrible, as you are, especially when you run a business, and you'll know that, but you don't stand still long enough to celebrate the things that have happened.
It's a shame though, right?
Everything happens in the moment a little bit. And, you know, so we were laughing obviously before this, because I'll shout out Yannis from Tech W1, absolute legend that Yannis is. MBA.
Yeah,
we went down to House of Parliament last week.
Yeah, I got that here. Why was I not invited?
So, yeah, brilliant. A report launched by the UK Tech Cluster Group, which was all about the asks of the next government, whoever they might be.
Yeah. Find out,
which is actually, and it was asks for every region. So although it was held in London, it was actually about every other region.
Of course.
We went down to House of Parliament, and on the way back, I was like, I've completed the trio. I said to Wally, I was on the phone to my husband, and I was like, I've completed the trio. I was like, I've done number 10 twice.
We did that together once, didn't we?
Yeah, we
both
did.
times we did.
I think so. I was like, I've done number 10.
Yeah.
I've done Buckingham Palace. That was through Let's Feed Brum.
Of course.
And that also was via you. We got was the last.
Wasn't via me.
I just made sure
that you were aware of it and that you should apply.
The last Queen's Award for Voluntary Service. The last one. That's King's Award. Anyone involved in charities, grassroots charities, should definitely apply to that.
Yeah.
It was an amazing experience going to one of the garden parties. party is like incredible.
I see that sometimes. I see someone get an invite to
So good.
Like you've got a nice little 6 months ahead of you, so what's going on?
It was brilliant.
Still not got my invite, gutted. Must be lost in the post. I think that issue is COVID.
It's just that changeover. Charlie's been a bit busy. But I was like, I've completed the trio. And it's really funny. And I went, obviously, House of Parliament, it was amazing. What an experience. And they do kind of leave you to your own devices once you're in there. Like, once you're past security, I was a bit, at one point, I was like, do you think anyone noticed? So I just popped into the House of Lords and just sat at the back. Would anyone care? But very cool. But I remember, funny enough, talking about number 10, one of the visits to number 10, I was so stressed and busy with work. I remember being like desperate to leave and get back on my laptop.
Yeah.
And now on reflection, I'm like, how awful that I wasn't in that moment enough that I was like running out of the door.
Yeah.
Like, whereas now you reflect back and you're like, oh my God, just like little old me.
Yeah.
Went to number 10, lol.
I don't know what that is.
It's hard, isn't it? And it is to celebrating the awards, you know, not overlooking the things you've achieved. I think, especially when you're in a business, there is always something stressful and there's always something else that needs improving. And all
I've been really lucky since FC Lightbox. I've been really. I'm still nowhere near as good as most at protecting boundaries and stuff, but I've got so much better at just living in the now. Just relax, man. Just chill. Just stop.
It's not that deep.
Look up, look around, just reflect. Without getting too spiritual, I'm sort of leaning into that piece where I'm just trying to be just a bit more. It's not that I'm not grateful, but those things that we've been given to because of our things in Birmingham, because of the people that we know, and then you just not cast them aside, but it's almost like, I've just been to number 10. I saw a photograph of us we're outside at the door, which is good. We had photographs taken in there. Did you ever get them? So I've got one literally, like I look like a royalty, man.
Because obviously you're not allowed your phone in there. And I always thought, if I go back, I'm going to take a second phone and just pop one in there. I'll pop my burner phone in there.
It's so relaxed in there, isn't it?
So relaxed.
I actually don't think we could share them. I think that's the reason why I haven't on LinkedIn, because if we could, it would have been on. But like, equally, I think sometimes maybe I should just do it and ask for forgiveness, ask for something. No one's going to be offended by it.
But I really believe in the memory, so I'm very, very lucky. Anyone that knows me, my mum and dad are very cool in the music industry. Like, I grew up in a very cool environment. And obviously it was pre-mobile phones. You know, I remember one day getting home from school and my dad was like, oh, you and your mum are going to Top of the Pops tonight. And I was like, what? And I thought we were just going to Top of the Pops, but we were like VIP Top of the Pops.
Wow.
So like we saw Mariah Carey and I stood next to Lee from Steps and I was like too nervous to talk to Lee from Steps. And
Lee from Steps and
it was
Mariah
like
Carey in the same sentence.
What a day, Top of the Pops.
That'll be a pantomime one.
What a day.
No doubt.
And I remember, there were certain things I did in my childhood and people at school were like, I bet that didn't happen. And I remember being really upset once and I was like to my dad, why don't people believe me? And he was like, but do you care? Because you did it. Yeah. And obviously now it's so different because you would have had a mobile phone, you would have taken a picture and it would have been on LinkedIn within an hour. But it's just funny, isn't it? Like, so I've grown up like always think about the memories, like keep the memories. It doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter. And so I am terrible sometimes at documenting things on LinkedIn or Instagram because I forget. But that's because I'm like, but I did it.
I wonder if kids are going to be as good as that moving forward, because the irony is, although they're able to capture those memories, they don't reflect on it, do they? So just like me, you've got thousands and thousands of photos on your phone, and you'll scroll back and think, oh my God, did I do that?
Yeah.
I remember doing that.
Yeah, it's funny.
There's a LinkedIn post. So I don't know how much time we've got on the podcast, but is there anything else you want to big up about Birmingham? I'm just going to throw some things.
Go on.
So I looked at your LinkedIn.
Throw away. Oh God.
I saw things like grab happiness by the horns. We spoke about. I love this. Carrying the weight of the patriarchy.
Yes.
So you're selling tote bags or something?
We are selling tote bags. Go to eastvillageagency.com. They're on there.
Yeah, man.
So
how much are they?
On there's I can't remember.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
35 or 40 quid. But money also goes to women.
Anna Wim, is it? Or something?
Anna Wim.
Anna Wim, that's right, yeah. So what do they do? Is that charity?
Charity that work with women. Really fantastic. So that came from the Futures Female event. Cool. And I wanted to do something as typical me, because I was like, we've got to do something that's fun, memorable and hatty. My right hand gal at East Village came up with the bags, designed the bags. We then got them printed. Good old Print-to-Go in Sturchley. God love Print-to-Go. And now they've got a life of their own. So we did them as the goodie bags for the event. But now they have literally got a life of their own. So the brilliant Anna, also known as Mother Pucker, she's in there. She has one and wears it often and tags us on Instagram. She's big. And then we decided to sell them because people just kept asking us. So we decided to sell one and give some money to charity.
I'll give one to Alison tomorrow if you've got one knocking about.
Oh, there we go. I'll give it to you.
Oh, mate, here's the bag.
Yeah,
see ya.
Cheers. Bye.
I want to post at least. Come on, up to it. I saw that. That's ace. There's a social enterprise there in that.
I know.
We'll chat about that another day. Let's be Brummie spoke about that ethical equity board.
Yeah, so
that's in Birmingham, right?
Also in my More Money to More Women.
Yeah.
Ethical Equity is an amazing impact investment platform based in Bristol, but set up by Ali. Ali is an absolute hero. He's actually from Birmingham, and it's all about helping founders of businesses get access to people with money who are really like-minded. And part of that, a massive part of getting more diverse founders to get cash is to get more diverse people being angel investors.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing that we're doing at the moment. So
Brilliant.
We've got an event coming up in a couple of weeks in NatWest, which is all about getting more people from underrepresented backgrounds to understand, like, people think angel investment is like billionaires investing in tech bros, and it's not. No. You can start with 500 quid. Yeah. You know, it's all about how do you can keep that money in your community. You know, you can support someone in your community with their business, pull together as part of an angel group. You know, your 500 quid goes into a pot that's 25, 30 grand to them. They then grow their business. They can scale and either sell it and invest back in, or just invest back in and keep growing their business. And so it's not about, you know, this isn't about throwing money into random faceless businesses. And I think that's a huge misunderstanding people have.
So we can get involved for like £500 and stuff.
£500 and you can become part of an angel group and invest in amazing businesses. So it's a big part of what we're doing with that.
That's amazing. And that's in Brum.
Cool. Yeah.
Is that with Tanchima, or is it?
Pam, our wonderful.
When you think of that West, you think
Pam, which is everywhere. She's fantastic. I mean, NatWest Accelerator, much like Barclays Eagle Labs here.
She must have won an award.
Jimmy.
Surely. Pam's won one of your awards now.
It's Pam.
Awkward. But Pam needs to be
Pam,
nominated.
put you on the short list.
She needs to be nominated.
Yeah, put you on the short list there, Pam.
In fact, when is the next, what's the next, there's a closing date, isn't there, soon, for some nominations, Anita?
So next one is Inspirational Youth Awards.
Yeah.
The date's the 4th of Feb.
It's the 4th of Feb. When's the event?
April 27th.
April 27th. That's all on the B Events website and its own website, isn't it? Okay, fair enough. That's the only plug you're getting from me today. I'm joking, of course. So,
ethical equity, tick.
And we've got Soho House. That's the last thing that's on my list here.
House.
What's that?
So Soho House, for anyone that doesn't know, is an exclusive membership club.
Yes.
It was one of my success markers in life. You know, you do like your success markers, like what the things at home. So being a member of Soho House was one of mine, and I applied during lockdown, thinking like I'm never going to get in.
Yeah.
Oh, reader, I did get in. And anyone that's on my Instagram sees them at Soho Farmhouse pretty much every Friday.
So where is that?
In Chipping Norton in the Cotswolds.
Oh, okay.
So I go there every Friday. Yeah. It is my out of the business, thinking creatively day. Soho Farmhouse is Soho House. They have them all over the world.
Is it in London?
They've got a few in London. So they've got kind of Dean Street, Greek Street. Yeah. White City House is my favourite. That's next to old BBC Now Television studios. They're always in quite cool buildings and have a rooftop pool. Pretty much. It's very, very cool. But one of the things that's so Soho House as a concept is all about celebrating creatives. That's what it's for. So it's for creative people. And what they've done is around the world they've handpicked cities that don't have a house yet.
So I was going to say.
I'm not starting that rumour, Birmingham.
Is Pam around that? What's
Pam? Yeah, Pam Places and Spaces. Pam.
Pam. What's her surname?
Pam Chima. No, it's Pam Chima.
And Pam Chima. That's right. Pam Chima. Yeah, she's ace as well.
She's fantastic. So Pam is the creative lead for Birmingham. They've handpicked cities that have brilliant creative scenes, don't have a house yet, to create a pool of people who all share this like-minded, we're creative, want to collaborate. Birmingham has got, so they call it Soho House Cities Without Houses, just says what it does on the tin. And Birmingham is one of those cities. So we have got an incredible committee, people like Casey Bailey are on it, brilliant Casey. Really amazing, like Luke who runs Birmingham Design Festival, the most incredible set of people.
James.
Ed James was on there as well, our Ed. And it was brilliant, actually, because I was invited to be part of it and, of course, said yes. So we've got loads of events and things coming up. So watch this space. There'll be some that are members only, but there'll be loads, which is about getting that kind of Soho House vibe and bringing it to Birmingham and kind of mashing up the two, which is very cool.
Yeah.
But when I walked into the room, we first did our very first meeting over at Atelier. So Alex Claridge is also on in Wilderness.
Yeah.
And I walked into the room and I actually knew a few people, which is very rare for me.
Okay.
And it was just this like enlightening moment that was like, Birmingham was even cooler than I thought it was. Like, oh my God, there are so many people I've never met before doing some amazing things.
Have you been over to the exchange yet?
Yeah,
That's
very
cool,
nice
isn't it?
space.
That's
yeah,
wicked,
that's a
that is.
cool space.
That's the space where I felt. Sorry, I've jumped in there. Sorry, mate. Carry on. Come on.
No,
Sorry,
it's
go on.
fine.
No, you sure?
Carry on.
I was sorry. Talk about me. I'm joking.
Really?
I didn't mean it like that. But yeah, now you've asked. Yeah,
Go on.
No,
Talk about the exchange.
No, the exchange for me was that space where I went. And I also didn't know anyone.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just I think that's really refreshing at the moment. I'm spending less time in Brum for a number of reasons. I haven't got an agency in Birmingham anymore, so I don't need to come in as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But when I do, it feels so much more special when I do.
Yeah, it's nice,
Because
isn't
I
it?
stumble across new people and old people that I haven't met as often as I would have before.
That is a good thing that hybrid working's done.
Yeah.
So we work in the office kind of twice a week.
Okay.
And we're still in and out, but that is exactly the same thing. You either meet new people or see people you haven't seen in absolute age. And it's amazing.
I suppose on that note, it's probably people.
Yeah.
Is something I think we started with.
Yeah.
It's probably best that this is just a chat at the end of the day. I mean, we wouldn't be sitting there an hour.
I know, keep going.
Should we? We'll have to go back to a meeting or something. I'll come up with some excuse. So I better go. You know, the moment where you say goodbye to one another and you go in the same direction.
Oh,
say
that
goodbye
awkward
again.
moment that you're like,
Goodbye.
oh, you go in the same direction. Oh, yeah. See you again then. Bye.
Okay, so on people.
Go on.
Right. Let's just big someone up. Let's just big a Brummie up. Let's big a couple of Brummies up. Just who comes to mind? You said that Alex Nicholson-Evans. I'll big her up.
Oh, that's
Brum
a great shout.
is one of the charities that could be the charity of the year for Cocktail Weekend. So
Vote, people, vote, please.
whenever that is, Alex.
Yes,
just
I
sure.
very much back the backing of Alex Nicholson-Evans because she's
Ruth
a
Millington.
wonderful human. Ruth
What a
Millington,
legend.
very cool.
Legend.
She's
She's all New York now, darling, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
she's big dog now.
You know what?
But I love that.
What a journey. I remember when I met her when we were just coming out of lockdown. I went to see that thing that Paul Cadman did with the mural.
Yeah,
and stuff.
that cool mural.
And she was there, and she was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I haven't got a clue." Bloody, you know. And the next thing, she's like a world-renowned author almost. Isn't it?
Amazing. I discovered her when Twitter was cool.
Yeah.
Back in the day when Twitter.
I haven't been on Twitter. I put what I thought was a brilliant post last night on because I saw this the local Steve Clamp, our ITV newsreader, literally signed out with like shaking his things to the theme tune of the news. Have a look on my Instagram.
Okay, that's quite funny. Very funny.
One like from a guy though who I'd love to
like?
mention, Tom Cullen. I choose.
Oh,
Ledge.
big up to
What a
Tom.
ledge. I love
Yeah.
that guy.
I remember when Tom first moved back to Birmingham, was setting up iTunes, and now
He's from FHM,
he's
wasn't he,
the
or
voice,
Logan, wasn't he?
Shortlist, was it
Shortlist,
Shortlist?
that's right, yeah.
And Tom, over the years, we'll give Tom a shout. 'Cause over the years, he has helped so many of our clients. And just generally, when I see him in the street, I just want to cuddle him.
Yeah, he's a lovely guy.
He's just a fun human.
Anita and Ifras, they're nice people as
Anita
well.
and Ifras too.
And yourself.
Phil from Loki.
He's just
big
won an
fan.
award.
He's just won an award
Number one best wine something.
in the world ever.
What a legend. He's a cool dude, though. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got Birmingham is full of hidden talents. You know, the media, I mean, I won't get political, but Birmingham is just overlooked from a pool of talent.
Yeah,
but when you start diving in, you've got businesses that you would never even know existed in
forever.
Birmingham. You know, forget the gym shots. I mean, don't forget the gym shots. Celebrate the gym shots.
yeah.
But oh my word.
It's about so much more than that, and I
Look
think
at
that's
that,
what's really important.
What's that one? It's all about. It's Maxine Laceby or Loveby. What's it? Collagen.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant success
was
story,
over
that
in Big
is.
Beth, I think.
Camise Davis as well, love Camise. Camise got Nyla's Naturals hair care. She went on Dragon's Den, turned them down, of course she did.
She's just-
Absolute
did she get loads of
hero.
investment recently,
She has
hasn't
just
she?
had investment,
Yeah.
from Midland.
Scarlett from aside from The Apprentice, but she got a big recruitment company.
Yeah.
You know what we could do? We could be.
We could do it all day, I love it.
could do it all day.
Brummies are just the best.
Who are you most grateful to though of late that isn't Brummie? And it's difficult to put you in that sort of thing. But who is it? Is it Ollie? Is it Bambus?
Yeah, so Ollie's from Starbridge, so he's not a Brummie.
He lives in Birmingham now. He's an adopted Brummie.
He's not a Brummie.
How's he getting on with the new stuff? Doing what?
Yeah, really good.
good,
So yeah, no, my husband always, he's the best husband in this entire world.
He's a good guy.
And he's a very good guy.
Got massive
very fun.
calves. Very good
He's got a
calves.
good calf. Just
Yeah.
started running again.
That's it. Oh, yeah,
So yeah, he's back with his jog logs.
yeah, the
which
jog
everyone
logs.
loves his jog
Although to be
logs.
fair, I did look at his LinkedIn. It was a couple of weeks ago. He needs to get back out.
I know, he's back on it.
I'll drop him a
Always my mum and dad, although my mum's from London, but we'll forgive her that. I was born in London, to be fair.
Were you?
Yeah, but I moved
Whereabouts?
here when I was 3 months old, so it's fine. I was actually born in Westminster Hospital, and fact,
Were you back there the other day?
the woman who registered Prince William's birth also registered mine.
Oh, wow.
Little fact about me.
And how those journeys have sort of gone one way or another.
Excuse me?
Both in the right direction, but for different reasons.
Excuse me, I'm royalty in my own mind.
Well, you were back at Westminster.
And my
the other day.
dad does not have sausage fingers, so it's fine.
There we go. I mean, I love that team, man. I'm sorry.
That is how we end this podcast,
Sorry,
done.
King. Well, let me just say
No
one
more,
person.
that's it,
My
done.
person will be your equivalent to your husband, my wife. Kelly. I've got to give her some love, man. I
She's
swear to
made
God.
punching.
I would never have done. I am punching. Or she punching, do you mean?
No.
yeah.
You're punching.
Yeah, definitely I'm punching, to be fair. It was back in the day, mate.
So when you were still PJ from Big Brother.
I met her at the right time, to be fair. And thank the Lord she stayed with me. But and this is where the future is female. I cannot believe how much work she is able to do for us as a family and me personally, whilst also growing and running her own business. I genuinely cannot understand how
women are badass.
just do it.
Don't know if I'll say badass, but
And on
women
that
are
note, I
badass.
could list a long list of people that I love, and mostly they are women in Birmingham. But there's loads.
He'll put it on his LinkedIn, don't worry.
Yeah, I'll tag them all. I can't name you now, but I'll tag you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. All right, mate. Well, lovely catching up.
Oh, I
Really
love
enjoyed
this. We do it all the
Brummie
time.
Banter Podcast members or
Stephen
attendees?
Bartlett, watch out, lad.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, do you watch Stephen Bartlett last?
I haven't.
For a while.
I basically was a fan when he was doing it in his cupboard during lockdown.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like real early days. Now it's got a bit
Yeah.
too much, too big, too hype.
Yeah.
But you know, I still love what he does.
Yeah, 100%. Big up Stephen Bartlett. Anyway,
Thank you for having us, guys.
Yes, safe.
Loved it.
Have a good
Ta-ra,
one. See you
you
soon. Ta-da. Is that enough?